newly sworn in member of parliament who needs no introduction unless they do want to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Dudu.
You look, I was going to say, we're talking fashion today, and just off the camera, I was like, we're going to talk a little bit about fashion. I am looking out for everybody else who's wearing local and asking them why it's important for people wearing local. You're a new party that's come in, and you're going to take conversation forwards around like solving the issues of young people and unemployment. I want to know, what are your views around buying local and wearing local?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I mean, if we have all that much money to spend on going overseas or buying like designer clothes from overseas, we can use that for local brands. And they're not bad at all, they're actually very good.
And how important is that in solving the issues of young people and unemployment?
How are we going to solve that?
How important is that decision to buy locally? How important is it in solving the issues of unemployment in the country?
Well, I think creating and manufacturing locally is going to assist a lot of young designers, because then you can really buy from the local industry as opposed to going overseas. We've got a lot of talent here, we really do.
Are you wearing local today?
No, I'm dressed for a funeral today.
She says, well, I mean, I think that funerals, let me tell you, people who go to funerals actually curate their outfits.
No, I really tried not to dress up today, so I'm wearing a KWA jacket, Levi's jeans, and a Woolies polo neck.
I hope that when you sit in there and you start debating, we're able to solve the problems of the country and young people. But you look gorgeous anyway.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and enjoy tonight. Welcome.
Thank you.
Cool. I love you more. There you have it. She said she's dressed for a funeral today, and I hope that it doesn't become a funeral forever. And I'm not being spicy, but I do want us to talk about just ensuring that we solve that X that's around our economy. Bearing in mind that, there is a market for people who actually design clothes for people who go to funerals or people who are within mourning periods. Yes, I know that my people in the studio will talk a little bit about that. I think the color is usually black. Did I say black? What did you guys see?
I think I'm dressed more for a funeral than some of the members that are on the red carpet. And of course, maybe the important thing that we can focus on in that conversation is buying local, supporting the textile industry, and ensuring that there is proper employment. Let's talk more about the jobs that are created in the fashion industry. How important is it, and how many jobs are we looking at? Silo.
Of course it's important.
Yes.
But you're looking at, you can create a job for fabric sourcing, trimmings. You have people who hem, that's a job, and press and bead. And, those are certain jobs that people don't look at in the fashion industry that can be created,
Yes.
Which are considered small. But in general, there are a lot of, jobs that can be created in the fashion industry, other than just being a designer or sewing or, I think we have more to explore when it comes to the fashion and
Emmanuel, as a creator, as an editor, I call you the monitoring and evaluation of fashion. Do you agree with Silo?
I absolutely 100% agree with Silo, but I actually have to comment on what Dudu was wearing. I have to. I feel like what a loss to buy local, especially when we're having this conversation. I think, yes, there is obviously her politics, but in terms of this conversation about buying local, and especially when I'm sitting here right to my colleagues who work hard at this, and just to see her actually citing those international brands, actually, I felt the chest pains. I'm sorry, guys. I think.
No, I know. That's why I didn't even want to touch that, because
we have chest pains here. Tell me, we have chest pains in the studio. Please give us something else on the red carpet. Thank you.
This red carpet here, because I keep seeing beautiful outfits. We're standing here at the opening of the Parliament address of the 7th administration with the chairperson of the NYDA. And we're talking about fashion and wearing local. Before we discuss, please can I ask you to show us your outfit? Okay. It seems green is the color of today. What are you wearing? Who are you wearing, and why?
So I'm wearing a garment from one of the young designers up and coming, Atenkosi. He's based in Johannesburg CBD, and really ours was just to showcase and profile, the young creative sector. One of the legacy projects that we would embark on as a board is to have more opportunities and expose young people in the creative industries to opportunities that exist. So part and parcel of that requires us to supporting not just local but young artists up and coming who are really doing an amazing job in the space of fashion.
Are we doing enough?
Definitely not, because if you just look at how much the creative industry and how much government contributes to that sector. If you just look at our BRICS member countries, you'll find that South Africa contributes far less compared to our BRICS counterparts. So, that's just a good case model to say that more definitely needs to be done. And we are looking to the newly appointed Minister of Arts and Culture. We do have intentions of engaging him so that we're able then to profile the sector so that young people can ultimately benefit from this particular industry.
So what would you say to people and to South Africans about buying local? Why is it important?
Well, it's important because, what we want to do is you become an ambassador for, that particular creative, be it an artist or a fashion designer, so it's important then for us to really inculcate the ideals of patriotism by supporting local, by supporting youth, LGBTQI, rural youth, where there's a wide spectrum of those that we can classify as, those that were not afforded opportunities. And so it's important then for us to really support, to showcase, and afford them the opportunities where historically they would have been precluded from participating in.
She said the right word. She said supporting LGBTQ. I was like, that was the chairperson of the NYDA, Mr. Sandalwato, looking absolutely stunning. I did say that green is the color for tonight. Have a look at that. Look at that. There's that green and gold. Okay, I have a lot of people there at the back who are going to discuss your outfit. And I know that a lot of young people are going to watch this and say, how do you help us? Okay, we're going to send them to you. Please follow the conversation, OPA 2024, and follow NYDA to find out how they can help you as a young business and as a young person who's venturing into the fashion industry or who's contributing towards making sure that people are ultimately able to wear local. It doesn't matter which industry you're in, okay? I keep seeing these individuals who look absolutely stunning. They're absolutely stunning. Look at everybody who's here, and they look absolutely stunning. Just have a look at just what's happening out there. They come in multiple numbers, and now we don't know who to catch. I know a lot of that looks like it's a lot of suits, I know, but a lot of times people are more interested in the detail of the fashion that's out there, and often they don't want to talk about suits that are there because maybe it's a gender thing, maybe it's a different discussion to talk about, maybe it is something that we can table, men and fashion. Do they understand what they're wearing, who they're wearing, how they're contributing to it? We don't talk enough about that. I know you guys in studio will be able to tell us what you think and what your views are.
Of course, there's a lot of fashion going on there, a lot of suits as well. And I know my panel was not happy, and then most of them have been saying that the suits are not suited for the occasion. Of course, we had the chairperson of the NYDA. Looks like emerald green is the color. Yeah. They say it's the color for the ANC. Those that have favor, of course. And Jess, I just want to hear your thoughts on the design, how it sits on her, the makeup, the whole look.
Yeah, she looked pretty. She's young, so she can definitely carry off something a little bit more risque.
She can flaunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
She did say that the designer was up and coming. Maybe she, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is young, and fashion really is about the constant honing of your skill.
And
you don't just wake up and Yeah, it's very tricky. It's very technical. So I definitely think that designer has
That designer has a future. Tammy is out there on the red carpet. Let's see what you have for us, Tammy.
So for a hot minute, all we did was see lots of suits because there was just like an influx of other humans who wore suits. And I was like, okay, what are we going to talk about? They didn't want to talk about their suits, but I saw this beautiful outfit and I thought, let's talk about it. Please introduce yourself and let's talk about your outfit.
Hi, my name is Karabo Khachal. I'm a DA Member of Parliament in the National Assembly, also the DA's national spokesperson. I am from Valcom. That's why Gilling Mosotho, wearing Kobo Siana Marena Sabasotho, as is proudly associated to Basotho in all seasons altogether. But I'm super glad that it's winter and I can be warm. So this represents for me where I come from, and which is not only just South Africa, but a small town in the Free State where little to nobody knows where that place is, right? And so this is very important because how we enrich the fashion industry, how we enrich making sure that South Africa stays up at as far as shining on trends, on fashion, is by tapping into those markets. That meadulang kwane kanang le office nyenyana marakeng kapa renkeng, you know, meola adulang ka location mo tsebang hore ha ona le o hloka lokisa budugo, whoever is there for you. Those are the people that are important, and for me, I couldn't be prouder to not only be South African but to be wearing this richly representing who I am and where I come from.
You know, recently we saw a big conversation on the socials where I think one of the big big international brands had what they said appropriated our culture and our design. Why do you think we need to have bigger conversations around owning our, you know, cultural attires and communicating them and packaging our stories so that they translate into fashionable items that people can actually invest in and support?
It's important because not only is it important for us to own our own brands, right, and make sure that nobody else gets to set the narrative for ourselves, but two, it's very important for us to be able to, as a nation, set the own tone of what our identity is, what our cultures represent, how we interact within society also looks like, and we do that through fashion, and it's very important. And for years, I mean, I'm 27. Mostly people my age are like, why are you supposed to be rocking traditional attire?
Why are you in a blanket?
Yeah, like it's so old-fashioned, it's so not cool and all of those other things. Yeah. But actually, that's the generation that bears the responsibility of ensuring that we keep our culture, we keep our heritage and our roots intact. And the best way to do so is beyond just being able to speak your mother tongue, is looking at the part. That way, nobody else gets to fantasize what's our being South African is, but we get to fantasize it on our own terms.
I like that 27-year-olds are talking about this thing, and they made like the fusion of like this blanket and the black out there look absolutely stunning. And we can really invest in our own traditions and our own cultures and have conversation pieces. You look absolutely stunning. Welcome to tonight and enjoy.
Thank you so much. Have fun.
Cool. There we have it. We're talking about how you can fuse culture, our traditions as statement pieces that become topical, that become a conversation. What interested me in that outfit is that just recently we're talking about that big brand. I'm not going to mention who. I'll leave it to the people in the studio to talk about that big brand that they complained about and said that that's actually like a Sutu blanket. So I'm going to throw it back to studio so we can just quickly look at those last few items. But anyone else can follow the conversation out everywhere else by following hashtag OPA 2024, okay? You guys ready?
And that was Karabo Khachal. Ngwana wa Mosotho tswang Welkom o apere kobo ya Sesotho Siana Marena. And this also involves culture, it involves tradition, and it enhances that and puts more awareness with regards to that. Jess, I'm going to come to you because when we started speaking, you said that you wanted to see more tradition, you wanted to see more color, and you wanted to see more culture in the fashion that the members and the guests will be wearing. Are you satisfied?
Yes, I'll definitely say that, you know, kudos to her. I'm really glad that she decided to wear the Sutu blanket. I think of all our South African blankets, the Sutu one is the, you know...
I'm biased because I'm Sutu, so...
It is the most rich. It has an amazing backstory. You know, and on that note, I think oftentimes we wear our traditional outfits not really knowing the history of them. We just know we wear them and how we must wear them, but not why we wear them, where they came from. So I really appreciate her, such a young person, kind of embracing her culture. I like that she wore the blanket on plain black because then the blanket popped. Yeah.
Silla, your thoughts? It's a no.
I get the blanket idea.
Okay.
I feel like she could have.
I was just about to say that somebody here is sitting with a blanket and you have issues with blankets. We might just have to call the police on our fashion police.
No, I'm just saying, she, you know, it's like she just put on a blanket.
Okay.
Okay. You are wearing, you know, something underneath that if you remove the blanket, you still look presentable, you still look stunning. I just feel like it was just too safe.
Okay.
It was just like she went out, she took the blanket, she wore, yeah.
Emmanuel, do you agree?
I definitely do not agree with Selo. I think fashion is about storytelling.
Yes.
Fashion is about activism sometimes. It doesn't always have to be glamour. She sold me a beautiful, beautiful story about a young woman who is embracing her heritage.
Yes.
And for that, I applaud her. I think whether it's about culture, whether it's about the environment, whether it's about secular fashion, sustainability, sometimes we need to take it there in terms of fashion. And for me, she did that, and I'm proud of her for doing that.
An out of 10?
Definitely a 10. I mean, I appreciate the story behind it. I appreciate that she's a young person. And for that, I'm going to give her a solid 10.
Jess?
I'll give her a 7. Maybe there could have been a bit more originality and thought behind it, not just put the blanket on, but I really appreciate that she put the blanket on.
All right. Silla?
4.
You were not impressed at all. Of course, we're still outside the Cape Town City Hall where there's drums and music going on in preparation of the opening of Parliament Address. The opening of Parliament Address now at 7 o'clock. Actually, the time is 17:48, so we have about an hour or so until the President arrives. Of course, right now we're still enjoying the ministers and the members and esteemed guests arriving. My local fashion police are judging and giving punches here and there, but also ensuring that we know the importance of buying local, supporting local, and ensuring that every time you see somebody, you ask them what is in your wardrobe so that they can remember that local is most lekker. Now, to continue the conversation then, I want us to look at whether there is enough support in terms of government and obviously now the fashion industry. So is there collaboration, or is that line of communication there and healthy when it comes to support from the ministry to the fashion designers and the fashion industry as a whole? Silo?
I think there is. They've tried. Well, I know I've benefited from it, so it's there.
Yes.
It's just about it being put out there more.
More awareness.
More awareness,
Okay.
because I don't think a lot of designers are aware that there is funding, there is assistance with a lot of things like machinery, showcasing overseas.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to start up, and there is assistance with that.
The bells are ringing, and that says members should start going inside. Tammy, let's see who are the last few guests that we can get on the red carpet and see what awesome outfits they have on.
So I'm going to be like quick and short, but I couldn't let this go because the last time I saw this beautiful lady, she was either ushering people into diplomats, talking about things that were about corporate governance. You've just like moved into a different department to justice, and I was like, I don't know about this outfit. What about this outfit says I can arrest you?
Well, learned people are very classy, dignified, magistrate judges, always in black suit and tie, respecting their trade. I tried to resemble that today. And thank you to Lebo King, Polokwane. Keep it shining. He's a young boy, very dynamic, bespoke clothing that he does. And I hope everybody supports him.
Why is it important for us to support local?
Local is lucky. Local is different. Local does make it feel South African. It has a design that covers who we are. A bit of a back, some hips, not straight, not plank, understood by a man who comes locally and will give you something that locally fits the style. Isn't that beautiful? Can't find it anywhere.
I mean, local is local. You've got to give it to our ministers. I mean, you look absolutely stunning. Please, I want us to have a look at this outfit again. Please just turn just one more time. I know they want you guys to come in. There. Body hugging, beautiful purple outfit, a color of bravery, and it's looking absolutely stunning. Oh my God. Like, I can be arrested like that. I think that the police, fashion police, waiting for us in the studio to talk about that outfit. I don't know if this is my last link because I hear quickly, but it's definitely a link for me to send back to studio. Guys, enjoy, follow the conversations. OPA 2024, and welcome.
Of course, the red carpet has closed. Like I said, the bells are ringing, and that signifies that members should start going into the chamber. Of course, we're talking about members, esteemed guests, and we're talking about former speakers of the National Assembly, former deputy speakers, and all the other office bearers that had the opportunity to preside over these auspicious occasions and this auspicious house, of course, the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces. Of course, I am still here with my local fashion police. I still have Silo, I have Jess, I have Emmanuel, and I want to thank you so much for being authentic, for being real, throwing punches, being nice when necessary, but also for bringing awareness to ensuring that we wear local and we support local. Any last messages from you, Silo, just briefly?
Let's start buying local.
Yes.
And respecting the craft. Yeah, that's all.
Buy local, respect the craft. Yeah. Jess?
Yeah, I just want to say that if the international brands are anything to go by, and if you're using them as an example, I mean, those are huge conglomerates. It would be nice for our fashion industries to move out of small to medium enterprise. And if the conglomerates are anything to go by, it's something that works. So let's get to conglomerate stage.
Manuel?
Yeah. Mine, I am a member of the media. I am an editor. My job is really just to reflect South Africa and South Africans, and just to say, you guys are amazing. Keep at it. Whatever you're doing, buy local. And to these two wonderful designers over here, and this one who I'm wearing.
Yes.
I love you guys, and just keep at it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, we're still here at Parliament TV, still joining us. We are outside the City Hall in Cape Town. We're still awaiting the President to arrive. Dignitaries have arrived. You saw the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly accepting some of the dignitaries that have arrived there, and that is Dr. Annelie Lotriet, who we spoke to earlier. I hope you have been tuned in, and you can join us on social media, and please send us any questions on the live stream on Facebook. Of course, you can also visit parliament.gov.za for more information. Of course, you can also go onto YouTube and watch this if you're not at home watching on DSTV channel 408. This is Parliament TV. Stay tuned.